Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. Today we welcome back Sean and James, the founders of Emanate. How you going, guys?
Good, Alex.
It must be over a year since we first had you guys on the channel, and you've been very busy. So what's been happening lately for Emanate?
Yeah, it feels like it has been about a year or so. Things have progressed well. You know, it's been tough times, a long cold winter that we've all been experiencing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just been, knuckling down and staying indoors and keeping warm and building out our platform. So it's been like an exciting time, and I think because there hasn't been a lot of madness happening in the markets and in the sort of ICO landscape, we've had no choice but to just focus on the product and make the funding kind of go as far as possible. And we're getting to a point where it's really exciting, both from a tech point of view and industry development point of view in the industry as well. So while I've been kind of managing our dev team, Jimmy's been off networking with all of his music industry contacts, and things are going really well.
So I think last time we spoke, it was just like that concept of building a sort of music sharing platform and rewarding content creators, and you just decided to build on EOS at the time. So what have you guys have you actually built, and what stage is it all at now?
Yeah, actually, that sparks my memory. So I think last time we spoke wasn't quite a year ago, because it was just before mainnet launch, I think. So it would have been around June last year, and we were getting ready for that. And we had just got access to the I guess like the test versions of the software, and we were getting prepped for launch. And that was a really good time for us, because there was a lot of buzz happening in the community, and people wanted to find out what projects were being built on EOS and so forth. So since then, we've released a demo. We released initially some videos of the demo several months ago, and then really refined the payment engine that sits behind it for real-time payments for audio consumption and split payments for collaborators. And we released that demo out to the public about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and got a really good reception. It's working really well. And I guess the engine that's behind that essentially is we've solved all of the major problems that we needed to in terms of combining audio delivery with blockchain payments. And now, the things that we're building out are really the standard sorts of application things that are easy for the dev team to work on, that they've done dozens of times before, like user management and creating artist profiles and everything. So we're gearing up to launch that at the end of April.
And also, to take a step back, because it has been such a long time since we saw you last, but we actually, bit of a pat on our back by we got invited to Blockchain Live in London.
Blockchain Live.
By Block One, and we're in the Block One village to show that demo as well. So that was like the first time we displayed it publicly, and then released it just the other week to the community as well, so they could get hands on with it all.
Awesome. So how big is the team now? And I know you guys have become friends with Ross from Eosphere. I've got my shirt on. They've been great for EOS community in Australia and globally.
So great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ross is a legend. I refer to him as Ross the Boss, and he's I think he's been really influential in terms of like educating people in Australia about EOS, but he's played a big role globally as well. He's helped us out a lot. And has kind of stepped in to fill the gap around our CTO role, which has been empty for a while. So him and Anthony Smith, another one of our advisors, have been helping out with that. But the dev team that we've got now is really strong, and having that CTO oversight at the moment is good. But we've got a solid team. We've got 4 developers working full time at the moment. We've got another designer who's just come on over the last few weeks, who's actually designed a few of the interfaces within EOS, a couple of the DICE applications, and he designed the Karma app as well. Then there's the 3 co-founders, and also our community managers out there. We've got someone working on the China market, someone working on the Korea market, and a bunch of great guys in our Telegram group, which we're currently migrating over to Discord to have a little bit more of a structured discussion.
Yeah.
With less scammers and spammers and whatnot. So kind of slowly moving away from Telegram, which will be good.
I think at one point we saw an Alex bot appear in our channel.
Oh, there's plenty of fake Alex Saunders scammers out there. But what's it been like building on EOS? I know, even Ethereum was the biggest community and they've faced their challenges trying to find competent devs, and then there's not enough devs to go around. And with EOS, the block producers are paid in EOS and the price has fallen like everything else. So it's been tough times, and it's kind of this cleansing process of the whole industry. But what's it been like for you guys building on EOS?
Yeah, I mean, from a community point of view, it's been awesome. As a development platform, obviously it's a little bit divisive within the blockchain world, because it has that element of centralization, and transactions aren't immutable, and those sorts of things. And as like a big advocate of proper decentralization myself, I can see why those things are potentially problematic. But from a development point of view, it's just a dream. Like, it's fully every smart contract is fully customizable with whatever you can do within C programming. You can essentially put into a smart contract, and the limitations are far less than say coding within Solidity on Ethereum. So it's not just the speed and the feeless transactions and those sorts of things that make it good for us. It's also the customization that's possible within the contracts, the customization that's possible within the tokens, and even what we're beginning to see now with like side chains and different types of things splintering off the mainnet. The possibilities that are opening up are pretty incredible in terms of scalability. And yeah, there's things happening within the Liquid EOS team. Have produced a new kind of method for utilizing RAM and for doing airdrops. That's I can't even quite wrap my head around it personally, but it enables you to essentially like rapidly move things on chain from, and we can just see how fast and scalable it's going to make things over time. And each of those advances come with there's always like a plus and minus to every technology change and every advancement. Sometimes they might come with a security risk, or they might come with more centralization or a point of failure. But yeah, there's a lot of innovation happening really, really quickly. And the most amazing thing, I think, probably for us within the EOS world is there's so many great projects being worked on, so many great components being worked on, so much open source material that it's really a case of pulling all of these different pieces together and plugging them in to support our platform, and not everything has to be built from scratch. And that's enabled us to move really rapidly, and yeah, with that support from the other developers in the community.
Probably the best part of this job really is getting to watch all this new stuff that happens every day. And we had Warbly guys on the channel. I know there's other forks out there now as well, Sister Change. And the EOS, you guys said you're excited about the exchanges and the dexes are coming online, and what will that mean for integrating with Emanate?
Yeah, so it's interesting kind of seeing it evolve. And I think like for those that are that have been in crypto for a couple of years but haven't looked that closely at EOS, it is worth having a poke around in some of those dexes like Nugget, and there's a couple of other EOS exchanges focused on EOS trading pairs like WhaleX and a few others.
Bancor
some of them
about
have
to launch as well, I think.
Yeah, Bancor as well. Some of them have pretty good trade volume, like a lot more trade volume than the other dexes. And but the thing that's been interesting for me is when you see those market movements, and if you look at CoinMarketCap, which traditionally gets its rankings and market information from larger exchanges with Ethereum and Bitcoin and Tether pairs, you see those sort of identical shifts in the market between all of the different tokens, just following Bitcoin and whatever else, with a couple of outliers. But then when you jump across onto these EOS dexes, you don't see that at all. So when you might see a 5% drop across the board one day, you can jump onto Nugget and see all of the different projects actually just responding to the market according to what's happening with that project and the other trade activity that's going on. So it's kind of feels like it's a bit of a subsection of the ecosystem that's forming, and it's definitely growing all the time as well. So if you jump onto blocks.io, you can see the market cap of the different EOS tokens. A couple of weeks ago, there was about a $500 million market cap for all of those tokens. now there's about a $750 million market cap for all of those tokens. And yeah, you sort of see the swings in EOS and the swings in those projects. And there's a little bit of separation from the Big Daddy Bitcoin starting to happen. But the scale is much smaller, admittedly.
That's really interesting, because that's one of the phenomenons we've covered on the channel about how Bitcoin drags everything up and how that will change as exchanges evolve. So it's really interesting you've touched on that. So what's next for you guys? And I know you've got a couple of exciting things to get people involved as well.
Yeah, so we've done a couple of different airdrops over the last few months to bring some people into the project. We're about to do our biggest one with a company called Airdrops DAC. Which is also connected to an investment and incubation firm called Z11K, who have invested in Emanate and are putting us through an incubator, which will end with an investment night over in Chicago in April. So we're airdropping out to 300,000 EOS accounts in March, and it's only a small sized airdrop. But when you claim that, we're inviting you to come and use that to open one of 10,000 MN8 Alpha accounts. And we're going to drop an additional $20 worth of tokens into those accounts. And as long as those tokens are kept staked for 2019, then you'll have full access to the listing platform. Jimmy's working on getting hundreds of great artists on there to get things started. And once the doors are open, things should grow organically. So it's a good opportunity for people to come and grab an airdrop, and instead of just instantly looking to flip it on an exchange somewhere because it's got no utility, they can actually come and do something with it and experience the platform. And yeah, we know it's going really well, so we're excited to bring it to the community and show how fast this technology can actually be, and build something that we think can change the lives of artists over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And we do need everyone's support, so the doors are open to collect that airdrop and come and be a part of our community. And we are building a decentralized company, so there's roles for people to come and join us and help sort of spread the word, whether it's in Australia or other countries, or if people have blogs or anything like that, they can come and be a part of M&A. And so there's the airdrops, the account openings. We're listing the token and launching the alpha platform actually at the end of April.
Cool. Anything to add there, Jimmy, with your artist acquisition and that?
Yeah. Well, I suppose rewinding back a bit, we did celebrate a label partnership with a remix competition, which was really successful. There's a bunch of interviews up on our YouTube channel if people are curious. More of that, more artists, more education to artists. We've got, obviously Sean mentioned our Discord's opened up, and that is to encourage people to come in and chat, share their music if they're artists, or if they know artists, share. There's forms that we've got to register for an early bird. We'll be dropping you, educating you, getting you set up with an EOS account. I've just been traveling a lot. As we sort of briefly mentioned, Los Angeles and parts of America, just reconnecting with a bunch of crew of mine, and I suppose just showing them the demo and getting their understanding and their light bulb moments happening about what this can actually deliver. I think I've seen overall like a language changing between a lot of the independent platforms like SoundCloud and a couple of other things like going on about, fast payments and whatnot, but I don't think anyone can truly deliver the instant payments every 6 seconds that we can right now. And I suppose that's really exciting for anyone to look at, especially if you're an aspiring musician or an established one, kind of still trying to get a grip on when you're going to get paid, and that's going to happen quarterly or yearly or never. So
I think it's like the space is evolving so quickly that we're really confident that it's only going to be a year or two away until you can earn your EMT tokens as an artist and then just tap your phone and buy some coffee and whatever else. Jimmy finally got his 10x card the other day, and we know that as soon as this platform launches with something like a bank or swap, it will only be you could earn money for your plays, swap it into another token, and load it onto your 10x and spend that money within a few minutes. So
it's all becoming very crystal clear how this is all going to play out. And we sort of mentioned that there's a bit of people hesitant to get involved with the word blockchain or whatever, and that's a language we're not delivering to our artists. But you know, when you start to show them like how, you know, a Link's wallet, Meet One wallet, whatever it is on EOS, when you send the token and how fast it is, and also the ability to spend as well through QR codes or whatever. I mean, come on, guys! Like, this is it.
Yeah, the last bull run that we experienced was, as we know, a lot of speculation and a lot of people talking about, oh, blockchain's going to do this and crypto's going to do this and decentralization's going to do this. But when we come out of this rut and we start running again for the next couple of years, it'll be, this is happening. Check out this thing that is live now that does have 1 million users. The proof will finally be in the pudding. And for those of us that have believed all along, it's pretty glorious. And I think there'll be a whole new wave of people that come into the space, and another wave of people that were pretty dated halfway through this year or halfway through last year, kind of realizing that it's time to step back in again as well. So
yeah,
we're pumped. It feels like the tide is turning. I don't know about you, Alex, but
yeah, I think
certainly feels that way.
Just today, at time of recording, there's the Brave browser announcement that they're partnering up with some big hotel chains, so content creators can spend their tokens on their hotel stays and their travel. So that's really just justifying exactly what you guys just said. So I think that's probably a great place to leave it, and I'll put all the links in the description below on how everyone can get involved with that airdrop and follow you guys. So thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Good luck with your pending airdrop.
Yeah, cheers. That's a great place to finish. See you guys.
See ya.